Hello everyone, my name is Bob Eberling and welcome to my first video in a series of videos that's going to talk about the 10 things that top fraternity chapters do. Now for the past year and a half I've been traveling the country with my fraternity, basically consulting and starting new fraternity chapters and learning some of the best practices that fraternities around the country are using to maintain success in their everyday organizations. So I want to share some of that knowledge with you all in this video series, so that's kind of the point of this whole thing moving forward. So the first of 10 things that all successful fraternity chapters do, or top fraternity chapters do, is set high recruitment standards and stick to them. When I'm consulting a chapter, one of the first things that I ask every single recruitment chairman is, what does it take to get a bid from your chapter? Now I get a lot of different responses ranging anywhere from, oh, he's got to show up to multiple recruitment events, or oh, he's got to be chill with our brothers. I then respond with, yeah, those things are great and all, but do you actually have a specific GPA requirement or a specific requirement to be a member of another campus organization or anything else that's actually quantifiable as part of your bidding process? And more importantly than that, do you know if this guy even meets that membership requirement before you consider actually giving him a bid? Honestly, from my experience, a lot of our chapters who are struggling the most with recruitment are doing so because they can't actually quantify what it takes to receive a bid from them, or they have something set in place but they aren't doing a very good job of enforcing it. This would mean that it's actually easier to get a bid from their fraternity than their competitors, yet for some reason people aren't choosing to join their organization. The fact of the matter is that being in a great fraternity is a privilege, but being in a struggling fraternity can honestly just turn into a royal pain in the you-know-what. Also, at the end of the day, if the fraternity is not fun, it's not going to grow. And fraternities cost money, so you need to make sure that you're actually getting a reasonable return on your investment. On the other hand, however, if we're letting people into our organization who don't understand that we're joining for more than just a good time on the weekends, you're not going to get any further level of commitment out of those members. Therefore, I believe that having some sort of measurable requirements to get into your fraternity is the only way to ensure that you're getting the members that you actually want and need. These requirements don't have to be super complex, but they do have to be completely understood and enforced by all of your members. So now that you know that you should have some membership requirements in place, let's talk about some actual action steps you can take to put those in place. If you're in a chapter that hasn't yet defined what it takes to get a bid, here are 5 starter questions that you should definitely be asking to ensure that you're getting high quality members into your group. Does he meet our minimum GPA requirement? Is he a part of another campus organization, or if he's a freshman, does he want to join another campus organization? Does he understand the financial commitments associated with our fraternity, and is he willing to meet them? Does he show up to stuff, and will he continue showing up to stuff? And finally, what's something that makes this guy a unique addition to our group? While these questions may seem incredibly simple and basic, they ultimately answer everything that you need to know. For example, if you recruit guys above your minimum GPA requirement, you can guarantee that you're going to be off of any kind of academic probation or avoid issues regarding grades. If you recruit guys who are already involved on the campus or have plans of doing it, you'll increase your campus reputation, meet more people to recruit, and just have a more fun time. If you recruit guys who pay their dues, you'll stay out of debt and make sure that you can do all the stuff that you want to do as a fraternity that involves money. If your guys show up, you'll have more opportunities to develop that great brotherhood that you want and more opportunities to have fun. Finally, if every single guy that you recruit is unique in some way, you'll learn a lot more about the world, and you'll also have more people who want to join your group because you'll be a more diverse group of men. It's literally that simple. With all of that being said, you may be wondering, how do I actually get all of that information? So here are some strategies that can help you get the information that you need to give a guy a bid. Number 1, add a little bit of extra money to your recruitment budget so you can provide small scholarships to the top new members in your new class. These scholarships can be for small little things like $100 off of your first semester's dues, and you can decide the recipients through an interview process. Then have every single new member who shows up to your recruitment events fill out that scholarship application before they leave the event. They'll be absolutely happy to do it because it'll mean potentially free money for them later on, and your chapter will have all the information you need, like past GPA, leadership experiences, sports played in high school, or any other information that you want to acquire from these guys. It may also incentivize some of these guys to join your chapter over another one. Sounds like a pretty solid small investment to me. Another way to get some of the information that you want is through doing potential new member interviews throughout the recruitment process. Interviews may seem a bit too intimidating or formal at first, but honestly, these can just be casual conversations where you're asking the guys general questions about their past history, like, again, sports they played in high school, leadership experiences, past GPA and academic questions, all of those different types of things that you want to know when you're considering them for membership. One key thing though, when it comes to the interview process, you may think that asking kind of funny questions seems like a good idea, but this is actually going to make your chapter look sloppy, and it'll make that PNM feel like you're not taking the process seriously, which might deter them from joining. And at the end of the day, if you're going to choose to use the interview structure, just make sure you're taking notes so that you can pull those notes out when you're actually in the bid interview or bid vote meeting. And finally, tactic number 3, just ask. You would not believe how many guys tell me that they are uncomfortable with asking their PNMs for personal information like their GPA. But at the end of the day, you are the fraternity and you have the right to select members based on the criteria that you set, so you should never, ever, ever feel awkward about asking someone some of that information. Your new members are ultimately the people who will represent you to the public through your letters, so make sure that you're picking guys who are meeting all of your requirements, and if they're unwilling to provide you that information, they might not be the right person for your organization. But again, if you feel uncomfortable asking, you don't have to, because we have the other 2 strategies listed above that you can use to get that information. Now finally, and most importantly, set the precedent that you will not consider even having a conversation about a guy for a bid until you have all the information that you need. You're literally doing every brother in your chapter and that potential new member a disservice if you give them a bid before knowing that they're the right person for your chapter. So thank you all so much for watching. That is all I have for you today. This is the conclusion of this video. But before I go, I want to ask, do you have any other membership standards that you require for your chapter outside of the 5 mentioned today? Leave those in the comments. And on top of that, can you think of any other creative ways to get the PNM information outside of using the asking structure, the scholarship structure, or the potential new member interview structure? If so, also post those in the comments. So yeah, be sure to comment with your ideas below and help a brother out. That concludes my first video. Be sure to watch the other videos if you found this helpful. Share it, like it, do all that good stuff, and I will see y'all next time.